guys, welcome to the second episode of the LightBearerPod. This is episode 2, going through a weekly season. We're going to go for all the content this week. So we're going through, what's the weapon this week, the Savage Inspire, Alter Summoning. But before we get through that, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has engaged with us within our first podcast. A huge thank you to everyone that's kind of followed us on Twitter, engaged with us there, and of course followed the YouTube as well. Hopefully we have many weeks to come for that, and we just make sure that we provide as much content as we can. I'm your host Crypto, and I've got my co-host Striders, who's here with me now.
Yo.
So we're going through kind of what's new in Destiny this week. We just came off the season 22, Season of the Witch. The first week has now gone, and now on to the second week. I think what we'll do first, we'll just kind of talk through what's going on this week. So for this week, obviously we've got the new Nightfall that's coming out. For the new Nightfall, it's the heist battleground on Moon. I believe it's called the Psyops. And then what you also get as well, you get the Nightfall weapon, which is the Braytech Osprey. And then moving on to the Pinnacle Raid. So for the Pinnacle Raid, you've got the Garden of Salvation. And then you've got the Dungeon as well, which is Spy of the Watcher. And we also got the brand new exotic mission that's kind of rolled in this week. So the mission is obviously Vex Obscura. And then what you get the grenade launcher, which is Dead Messenger. I would say definitely do that one. If you did miss out on last week's mission, it was the Presage. And you did get the DMT, which is the scout rifle with the new perk pool. But yeah, this is the gun that you definitely want to do. As well as all the other pinnacles as well, just to get your kind of character gear up. But yeah, that pretty much sums up what's coming up this week. As for the Nightfall, there's no GMs as of yet. GMs will be coming out at a later period, and as well as the seasonal activity. So I believe for, not Spy of the Watcher, sorry, if you kind of go for the summoning, so for the summoning, Altars of Summoning, Sabbath Inspire, there's a new mode, which is Legendary mode. Do go for that, because the new Legendary mode gives you a lot more gear, and you do get a lot more buffs as well. But yeah, other than that, that's the season wrapped up. Talk to me, Striders. What do you think? How did the first week go?
Well, apart from being tired from work and stuff like that, it was okay. I liked it. I enjoyed it so far.
Did you kind of get up to speed with the quest, the timeline that's going on?
Yeah. I just finished doing the second week, so this week's story as well.
Yeah, the story is quite interesting. Obviously, with the story coming into mind, we did see a lot of Eris Morn. How she's kind of turned into Savathun, and obviously we're kind of tapping into the future, into the fact that Savathun is now someone that's maybe going to take down the Witness. We don't know what's going on down there, but we'll see what happens in the future. With Eris Morn, she's saying Aiat a lot, which I love. The community is saying that a lot. Bunch of Aiats.
Yeah, Aiat.
Yeah, the whole Aiat thing is just, I don't even know what it means. Does it mean like, I think someone tweeted one time yesterday saying Aiat means you heard in like American or something like that, which I find is quite funny.
Yeah, it could mean anything, honestly.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got that. I mean, we've got a lot of Hive stuff going on. How do you feel about the Hive? Are you kind of sick of it, or is it something you're still interested in?
Nah, I'm still interested in Hive. I'm sick and tired of Taken. Taken I never want to see again. But Hive, I'm good with.
Yeah, no, Hive is completely boring. Not Hive, sorry, Taken is completely boring. What am I saying?
Yeah, Taken.
Yeah, Hive is something that they've done for quite a while. In D1, you got the Taken King, Dark Below, and now you got the Witch Queen, Shadowkeep. It's a bunch of Hive, but if you ask me, keep it coming. I mean, I like it a lot. So
I think they're the easiest ads, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's another thing.
So
Except
easy.
for the Knights.
Yeah. And the Witches, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah, the Witches.
Oh, you know what? I kind of take it back. The Witches today just gave me, it was hell. But we'll get into that in a bit.
Yeah, we might as well get into it now. I mean, let's talk about Sabbath Inspire. Obviously, the first season activity. Sabbath Inspire is slightly the easier one, I would say. It's kind of like a one and done mission. So as soon as you finish it, the activity stops. Whereas the other one is kind of continuous, and you can do it for as long as you want. But I think I quite enjoy Sabbath Inspire because although it is 3 obviously different encounters you have, it's something it's replayable. It's something that's fun, and you can do it again and again. You get to deal with I think it's Hive, Scorn, Vex, and then there's another Hive one as well. I mean, how did you find it?
So I actually just tried out the legendary before
Oh wow.
we started this. Yeah, yeah. And oh my god, I am not prepared to do it again. It's so hard, but so much fun as well. Like me and Optimistic, we were just sat there, well, double hunters,
Yeah.
void hunters. So we're just shadow stepping, going invis, and you're just getting destroyed. And
Yeah.
honestly, whilst you're invis, they're still tracking you. It's very hard, but it was so much fun because once we got that kill, like you're gonna experience it. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Well, I can if you want, but it felt like doing three like bosses. Well, it's three bosses, but it felt like it was a raid. It was so hard.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with the normal one as well, I think the Screebs and the the Shriekers, those were nightmares to deal with, man. Like, especially with the witches as well,
Yeah,
because the witches normally, obviously, what they do, they slow you down. When they take damage and whatnot. But
yeah,
I don't know what it was this time. Just having that bunch of like cloud smoke that's going there that slows you down. Oh man, I just hated it. I didn't want to do it at all.
it's the
And then
witches, man. It's the witches.
yeah, and then obviously with that one, there's also a few like secrets in that chest in that place as well. Like there's a hidden chest that you can get if you shoot the platforms. You pretty much just have to shoot the ones that are matching the element. So if you see like a purple kind of rune, you just get your void gun out, shoot it, and if there's like a solar one, you just shoot the solar one as well with your sunshot. Because I know everyone's using sunshot right now. But yeah, and then we've got the next
Uh,
item.
what does it give you? Sorry, the secret chest. Do you know?
I believe it's just extra loot and extra reputation. So when you get the secret chest,
Oh,
you
yeah,
get your glimmer and you get your plus 30 reputation. But
yeah, yeah.
other than that, I don't
But
think it's really necessary to do it. I mean, if people don't know how to do it, people don't know how to do it.
yeah. No, but Cyberphone Spire, the normal version was easy. It wasn't that hard. But it was easy. But
Mm.
the legend version is just it's next level. And I'm actually kind of happy that they bring it in because you want that challenge, if you know what I mean.
No, 100%. I think with
Yeah.
the Sabbath Inspire, the normal one, obviously, it came to a point where, besides doing it the first and second and maybe third time, it was just, it came to a point where it's just routine. Like, you saw the encounter.
Yeah.
When you saw for example, the Hive one, I didn't know you actually had to go inside of the white bubble to shoot the crystal. I was just shooting it and then nothing was happening. I was thinking, oh, what am I doing here? But then I saw one of the teammates going inside of it and shooting it. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, so that's what we do for this encounter.
Yeah. I thought honestly that was like me to start off with, just shooting it, and then I just go in and I punch it.
And I'll be real, that Vex one, me and you were playing, I think, the other day, and we were talking about it, how the, I believe it's the Vex plates, you can't let them sacrifice. But when I was doing it
Yeah.
with other people, they were letting it sacrifice, and then you could still damage the boss. And I think as long as you damage the boss within that time period, it was fine.
Yeah. I think the one that you did with the other people, it was just you guys were failing it, and
Yeah.
it would just continue. You know what I mean? Because it's not really gonna stop. The main thing is killing the boss. But for me, I think I just could one hit them, especially when it was on high difficulty. You could still hit them with a shotgun.
Yeah. I mean, okay, speaking of difficulty, let's move on to the harder one, which is obviously Altars of Summoning. That one is just crazy
Yeah.
in my opinion. That one is just next level. Like, I know seasonal activities are supposed to be like hard and challenging and all, but that the tier 3 one, the powerful offering, that humbled me differently.
Yeah. Um, I remember just getting stuck with Optimistic. Me and him did it, and I didn't know which one was like the level 3, the level 2, and the level 1. So I literally picked the one to the right of the starting thing. You know, I'm on about the
Oh
podium thing.
yeah, so you picked the hardest one from the get go.
Yeah, by accident. And then me and him, I remember we lost it in like 2 minutes, and we just stood there and we're like, how are we meant to complete this? I just thought it was one of those things we're gonna have to come back to after like a few weeks. You know, when your light level's higher and you got better gear or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was
But
thinking as well, because I remember I did it with you guys. I mean, when I did it with you guys, that was already the time when I did it random, so I kind of knew how the encounters work. But even then,
hmm
just like the ads were really really hard. Like, especially the screebs, those little explosive things. Those things just kept
yeah,
coming and coming, and then I think for some of the encounters you don't have your radar on it as well. So you kind of have to,
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
yeah. So you kind of have to like second guess and see if the scoop's there. But sometimes the radar is there, so that does help. But for me, I think the way to kind of do well in that whole activity is just to not ego challenge and just stay back and survive. Because I think the moment you start dying and have the chain res, the timer will just be at zero, straight away.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What what I liked about it, to be honest, the Savathun, the auto summoning, um, it's one of those activities like you actually want to go back into it. Like we were
Oh
speaking
yeah.
about, oh not wait, yeah, Savathun Spire. That one is not. It wasn't that good. Well, in my opinion, because
Yeah.
difficulty and stuff like that. But yeah, auto summoning was the one to go to, especially for the first week. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's spot on because I think with Southampton's Spire, that one's like a one and done thing, as I mentioned before. As soon as you finish it, the
Yeah.
activity ends and you have to run it again. Whereas altars are summoning, you can stay in there as long as you want because it's continuous. Um, it feels like a patrol zone. At the same time, you can get your Sparrow out, move to the next zone. Um, Similar to kind of
Yeah.
Blind Well or something like that. But I think auto summoning is definitely the one you want to do. I don't know if you kind of get extra loot for it though. I believe it's the same loot, but we do know that at the end of Altars of Summoning, you can get the offerings, so you can get the robust one, you can get the powerful one. So essentially, in theory, you can keep running it again and again and again.
Yeah. Literally, like I think it's blind well.
Yeah,
Like the other activities. I think this one's just on par with that kind of stuff. Those kind of activities. The ones recently in the last few seasons, they haven't been all that. If let's be honest, right?
no, I totally
Like
agree.
I don't even remember touching most of them just because everyone just didn't enjoy it. You didn't enjoy it, stuff like that. But this one, they've got it spot on in my opinion. Honestly, like I've never, like I said in the last episode, I'm a PvP guy. I'm not PvE guy.
Yeah,
Apart from like the raids and stuff. But I remember we had Cryptic in the party.
yeah,
He was waiting for us for like a good hour and a half. We just did not want to get off it. And
yeah,
then we went on to Crucible. Remember, we went on to Crucible because we felt bad, and then we just didn't. We didn't continue much because I just wanted to go back into auto summoning.
yeah. That's true. I think tapping in what you said before about the other seasonal activities. The other seasonal activities before, it were pretty much just doing battlegrounds. I think last season one was not so bad. I think the deep dive activities was good because you could make it more challenging by picking up the Toland and make it like a tier 7. But if you take away the kind of tier 7 aspect of the activity, it's really straightforward. It's something that's really easy.
Yeah,
You can just brush through it. You could potentially even solo it. Whereas this one, I know people have soloed the altars of summoning, but I can imagine that being much much
wow.
harder because
Wait, seriously?
yeah, I saw like a video on Twitter and YouTube yesterday. There was I don't know the name. I don't want to give someone else the clout for it, but there was a hunter. He was running an arc build and he managed to solo the whole entire altars of summoning, and he kept doing powerful offerings. And he got to a point where he completed the whole thing by himself. So the progress bar, he filled it up, which was just insane. And he pretty much did
That
the whole encounter. So he did the Hive one, the Scorn one, and the Vex one as well, which is just crazy.
that's crazy. When you just said like someone soloing it, obviously that shocked me. But I was thinking Warlock. You know, I
Yeah,
was like, well, Warlock definitely did it. Not an Arc Hunter, at least like a Void Hunter, not an Arc. That's crazy. That's very. That's
yeah.
good. Good on
I
him
mean,
or
in
her.
my opinion, Hunter being the hardest one. That's straight up the hardest one. If I was gonna solo it, I would use like a Titan, use the
Yeah,
solo subclass. The generate a bunch of sunspots and just get infinite healing. But a Hunter is impressive.
yeah. Good on that person. He or she.
Yeah. Cool. I think we've touched on Altars Summoning and Seven Spire for a bit. So those are the two season
Yeah.
activities. As you mentioned, you've done the Legend one. If you guys haven't done that already, keep doing it. That activity I think is worth it because it's not something that you can grind for, but it's just something that's fun. You get the pinnacle of it as well, and it's pinnacle this week again. So I would say just keep running it, guys, and you'll get a good loot regardless. Next on the agenda, let's
Wait,
talk
one
about.
last thing. Good luck.
Okay, yeah.
Good luck with the streakers. The streakers, good luck with
yeah,
them.
streakers. I don't even want to talk about the streakers, man. The streakers. It fully made me rage quit the game. I fully closed the application on my PlayStation. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. But then I
The
logged
amount
back
of
in.
guns I've tried. The amount of guns I've tried. You just need the LMG. An
Yeah,
LMG will sort you out.
honestly, bro, I was at a point. I was using a grenade launcher, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna use so much DPS. Use a grenade launcher, get it out of the way. Even then, the grenade launcher, it does the high damage, but if you miss a shot, and you're getting shot with a streaker, it's finished. You know, it's
I was
done.
gonna say, my fat fingers won't let me aim at those streakers with a grenade launcher. I can never do that.
Yeah, man. For real, like if you see a streaker, just get the LMG out and just take it down ASAP. Like forget the boss for a second. Get those.
Even the
things down.
Wyrens. Even the Wyrens.
Oh, wyverns as well. Wyverns are a pain, but I think LMGs are the best thing. Use
Yeah,
those.
honestly.
Keep them down.
Thunderlord.
Oh yeah, Thunderlord. Thunderlord shreds everything.
Yeah.
But next, okay, so this bit I know you're gonna talk about a lot. We had trials. Tell me about trials. How was it for you this week?
Do you want like my honest opinion? Yeah.
I want the honest truth. Yeah.
I hated it from the
Really?
like the start. Yeah. From the start, I hated it. I wasn't even going positive. I was going negative a lot, and
Oh,
it was
no.
just you push, and then they're Titan shields,
Yeah.
or like a Warlock well, and it was just a headache. And then you got those people camping around corners with the Strand,
Oh yeah.
Strand hunters. Oh my god, it was a pain. And then I remember, so I started off with Hunter, and I just couldn't do it. And I was like, you know what? I need to join them. I need to join these sweats.
If you can't
And I
beat
went
him,
Void
join him.
Titan. Yeah, literally. And then I went Void Titan, and yeah, I didn't get off. I was like, you know what? Let me try sniping. Sniping was good, but then I didn't have obviously the best of Immortals. Well, I did, but not an Adept. The Adepts
Yeah.
were just shredding. And it was like where the flags were, you needed a bit of like long distance.
Yeah.
It was at medium range, you know? And I didn't have that unless I kept like an ammo one shot on the sniper. Or I got a kill and then I collected special. But then pulling out a bow. A bow was
Oh yeah.
the best decision I made, yeah. The bow, it was just like I never ran out of ammo and I was just being annoying. And then that's when I started enjoying it. The bow helped me a lot.
Yeah, I think when we were playing, so obviously we were playing together, so we were doing trios with Cryptic, and
Yeah.
I think the first two, maybe one or two passages, we were playing okay, like we were getting wins, but we wasn't getting past that 4-win streak, and we were just going against teams that were just ability spamming, and it got to a point where we were like, you know what, we need to switch it up, and I think that's when you went into Void Titan, I did as well, and so did
Yeah.
Cryptic, so we had like a triple Void Titan, and
Yeah, that was sweaty.
that was that is sweaty, because if you guys run triple Titan, one thing for sure is that you will get your super first no matter what, because I'm pretty sure it's the fastest super you can get, and if you're running 100 intellect within, let's say it's around like that goes up to, I don't know, 2-3 or 2-2, you're gonna have your super by then 100%.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
if you can pop bubble first on that flag, you've pretty much won, because anyone that enters that bubble, as long as you have a shotgun out or as long as you get the first melee and you stay in the bubble, you'll get that win 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very sweaty. And I remember being into sweat mode, especially how I was annoyed that I wasn't even doing good. Like you said, the first two passages, we were getting to a 4th win, stuff like that, and I wasn't even getting kills. But then I remember being so sweaty. Like round 5, 6, I'd pull out conditional because I knew the other team would have like a dome as well,
Yeah.
you know? And then obviously the conditional will freeze them and then you can punch them or whatever, give them a second shot, and then you basically burst that bubble. And I remember being so sweaty to remember that the round's coming to switch to my shotgun, if you know what I mean. I was on God mode.
I'm glad you brought up conditional, because that was something that I completely forgot about. Even though I do have it, I never use it. I don't know why. It's just, I feel like
I know why.
Oh, why is it?
You're hung jury in the back of the map. He never helps.
Whoa. Okay, no, you can't lie. Me pulling out hung jury helped a lot, because I was getting people one shot. Not even one shot. Even if I get their shield off, you would just get there with your bow and just finish him off. That's literally what happened.
Listen, I hate to go against you. I would hate to go against you. I would lose composure because you're just in the back of the map, hard scoping, box breathing, hung jury, 90 something to the head, and then 70. You're a headache. You're a headache. But when you're with me, yeah, I can admit you were cleaning up. Well, I was trying to clean up your first few shots. But
It's
it worked good, especially with Cryptic. Cryptic was, in the nicest
yeah.
way, dogging it out. He was
The
dogging
dog in
it
the
out.
team. Yeah, that's the perfect analogy because him being the dog in the team, if you got someone low, if I got someone low, that's it. Like he would see it like a race flag and just run. He just run.
Yeah,
Like
shoulder
that.
charge.
He would start,
Shoulder charge after shoulder charge after shoulder charge.
he would start like barking or something, right? He would just like see it and he'd be like, yeah, you know what? This is my kill.
He's like, he's one shot, okay. And he just push.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think our setups are perfect because we had a jack of all trades. You know, we had Cryptic going into close range and then two of us long range. I think for that map, I know obviously the week has passed, but I think people that did go flawless, they did have that setup of, you know, two people going long and then one person going short. I think that is
Yeah.
something that should be done, you know, all future maps as well.
You reminded me of something. The map itself.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not a
talk
fan
to-
of that map.
You don't like that map?
Nah, I wasn't a fan of it until we went flawless on it. Like, we understood it towards the end, but before that, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be a long week. And I remember before I switched to Titan, or before we switched to Titan,
Yeah.
we were like, you know what? We might not even play it tomorrow. And this is Friday, yeah? So we were like, we might not even play it tomorrow. We were planning on what we're going to do, if you remember. And then we just locked in, especially with the Triple Titan, yeah.
That's the thing, because when I first played the map, I would agree with you. I'd be like, oh, you know, this map, I don't know how I feel about it. Because I remember when we played, we hated the map because of how people were ability spamming. And when we first
Yeah.
played, it was very close range. Like we would all have shotgun out, you know, push straight away. But I think once we started exploring the sides of the map, so like the left side and the right side of where you spawn, I think that's when we kind of pulled the strings and, you know, made it work.
Yeah. The outer door, you can say.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like the open area, yeah.
Open bit.
I would just say the indoor was good because you just dogged it out with like, I don't know, immortal, conditional, literally those two. And then the outside it was like bow, hung jury, and then I think Cryptic was using, what was he using? Graviton Lance? He was using like a pulse, I remember.
I think it was it was Graviton Lance and he was using Messenger as well. So
That's it, yeah, messenger.
at one point or like 2 points during the entire passage we had like long range, and I think that really helps. Even though you kind of are scum, like let's be real, we're scum, sitting in the back.
Yeah,
Not necessarily
scum.
sitting in the back of the map. We're playing it really slow. I think that helps a lot.
You were. Yeah. Literally, scum mode was winning the map. Well, helped you win the map, and that's what I didn't like. It wasn't like gun abilities only. It was more like
Patience.
a mixture, and that's patience. I don't have patience. That's why I think I didn't get along with it as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Oh wait, another thing to mention as well, that when we went, obviously this week there was a lot of players because Immortal was obviously the adept weapon, and I think people were just farming that. I mean, us lot were farming it as well. You were trying to get a good roll.
Yeah,
I think I ended up getting it instead.
yeah. You and Cryptic, the guy that actually uses Immortal didn't get the like god roll. I only got target lock and some stupid barrel. I think it was like ricochet rounds or something. I did not get anything else.
Ricochet
My
rounds was
masterwork
good, no?
was but my masterwork was stability. You had the god roll. You have like 75 range, and I realized I don't even have adept range as well.
Whoa,
That annoys me.
70. I think I got 80 range, mate.
No, sorry, my bad.
All right, cool. That's a wrap up for trials. Obviously, trials is not going to return for apparently 2 weeks. So if you missed
15th
out,
of September, yeah.
if you missed out this week, you'll be missing out for another 2 weeks. But hopefully it comes back soon. That's obviously because of the raid that's coming out, Crota's End. We'll get into that maybe a bit later. But I think the next thing we should talk about is the general PvP side of the game. Regular Crucible. How do you find regular Crucible right now in this season?
I found it. Not gonna lie, it was a bit harder. It was a
Yeah,
bit harder. Yeah, I think it's because we were like 4 man in. Remember?
yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit harder. Like it was a bit more sweaty than usual. Yeah, definitely. And you know what? I just remembered something. This is generally PvP, PvE, not having those loadouts. Oh my
Oh
god!
yeah,
On my hunt, I was stuck on something I was trying out. Stasis. I was trying out stasis, and I was like, you know what? Cool. And then the whole loadout thing happened. Luckily, on Titan, I was stuck on the void.
yeah.
You know, so that's fine by me. But oh my god, the loadouts did not help this week at all.
Yeah, I think the loadouts. I mean, I was seeing a lot of people complain about it on Twitter. I mean, I think it is definitely justified because loadouts is a really easy tool to kind of switch out your guns in a heartbeat, as well as that it switches your subclass. So not being able to do that and having to like manually change it, that it's really annoying because I had to do that during PVE. I don't know how we lived without loadouts for so long because someone on Twitter
I
mentioned
didn't.
it. Oh, you did? Yeah, I mean, look, I think loadouts they need to come back. I think it's gonna come back before the raid they mentioned. I mean, I fingers
No,
crossed.
no, no,
Hopefully.
they're back. They're back today.
Oh, is it back today?
Yeah, they're back today. But the weapons you can't get them out of your vault at the moment. I don't know if that's gonna be like a permanent thing or until they fix that bug.
Yeah, I think yeah, it should be fixed eventually. Hopefully before the raid, but it looks promising at the moment.
Yeah,
And another thing I
but
wanted to.
PvP in general. Actually, go on.
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying in PvP in general, we had to talk about the new map that came out. I mean, I only played it twice. Have you played it more than 2 times or
You know what? I'll tell you something. It was the last map I played just now before going
just
off.
now? Oh, nice. How was it?
Yeah, we did it. We used it on compet. Well, we played it on compet.
Yeah,
It was actually good. It was a good. Let's just say, you know how what's his name? The guy that came out and done that whole interview, the
Joe
post thing
Blackman.
on Twitter. Yes, Joe.
Yeah.
Yes. Um, you know how he said they take 1 year to make a map that's all round. You know,
Wow.
has everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely does have everything. Yeah, you have the open area where it's like long range, and then you have the short area with that invisible kind of wall.
Yeah.
That one, yeah. So, well, that bit is more a bit close range, or you're jumping up trying to throw your nades and stuff. For compare, it was definitely good. So I wouldn't be upset if that map came onto trials, if you know what I mean.
This is where me and you're gonna have a disagreement because look, this map visually is stunning, right? It looks amazing, but
Beautiful.
I think it is a tad too big. I think it's look for Crucible. Obviously, I'm not gonna complain. 6v6, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing much to complain about because at the end of the day, it's just a map. But when it comes to trials, I don't know. I think that map is. If it did come on trials, I'd be slightly annoyed because that map is so big, and when I was playing it on Crucible 6v6, so you know the points where A, B, and C is. When it comes to capping a flag,
Yeah.
obviously you would only have to kind of mark 2 entrances, maybe on the left or right, or left or middle, right middle, whatnot. I feel like there, whenever you're capping a flag, everyone is attacking you from any side, and I feel like it's generally impossible to kind of get like a zone unless you pre-fire or get a super. I don't know. Maybe it's just one game, but did you experience that at any time or?
No, honestly, it was the opposite. On compet just now, it was more close quarters than I thought.
Yeah,
And to be honest, getting to you can see the middle bit, it's like a 10-second run. Trials, I don't think you need to worry about because the flag, if there's a flag on there,
yeah,
and let's say it switches between the left side and then the right side, I think it should be more than fine. But on the left side of the map, or let's say depending on which way you spawn, let's say not the hidden bit, like the open bit of the map.
yeah,
There's like a little place where you can jump onto, like on both sides. It's not connected. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
yeah.
So
No,
if
I
they put the
understand.
flag there, that's going to be interesting because like a bunch of nades and stuff will be thrown. Unless you have like a dome, you won't survive there capping the flag. But if
Yeah.
they put it on the where there's all those rocks and the blocks and stuff,
Mm.
I think over there if they put a flag, that map is perfect. Or it's not perfect, but it'll be very good for trials. I don't think you need to worry about that. Apart from a cloud strike on that bit, actually thinking
Oh
about
yeah.
it, a
God
good
forbid.
sniper on that bit is yeah. No, but I think we should be fine.
I think yeah, because for a second I completely thought about that. You know, trials does bring a flag, so having that flag there, it pushes your gameplay a lot. I mean, that's what happened to us this week. Wherever the flag went, we had to go, no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, 6v6, it was hectic. I remember playing it, yeah. And we were up against a sweaty, annoying fusion rifle using, what was it, iterative loop and stuff like that. Oh my
Iterative
God.
loop,
It was a
plug
headache.
one, immortal, ability spam. This is crucial, man. Like, you got this is no loadout, by the way. Like, these guys are going into their vault,
Yeah.
manually picking it up, and be like, yeah, I'm gonna use immortal. I'm gonna use you know what? If that's what they do, fair
Yeah.
enough. You know, if you live that life, that's cool, man.
Listen, this is going to get me annoyed. PvP, if you're playing Crucible, normal Crucible, do not use Immortal and
Oh.
stuff like that. Change it up, man. Get a life. You know what I mean?
This is
Like,
where
it's...
this is where you're gonna like get people to really like you or really hate you now.
Yeah, like, listen, I get you're good. Put away that gun and let's see if you're actually good. You know what I mean? Oh my God. I'm here trying out different guns, targeted redaction. I'm sometimes using Oreo Gift, I was going to say. What was it called? Oh, damn. Amit.
Yeah.
Amit AR. Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
But I'm
Amit is
trying out
sweaty.
different
I'm
gun-
not gonna lie, Amit is
Hey,
sweaty.
You know what? I didn't help myself there. But there's guns I use. Like, for example, I'm pulling out a grenade launcher. I'm pulling out a glaive. You know, a sword. I'm trying out different things, and you're just there sitting in the back of the map, Cloud Strike or Graviton Lance, and anomaly, Immortal.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, get a life, please.
Bro, I was stuck with Buzzard. I was just using Buzzard and Cloud Strike, or even Buzzard and what was the
Yeah.
other gun? I was using Positive Outlook. I was like, you know what?
Oh my God,
Yeah, I saw
because you can't get that Amit, can you? Because you can't get that Amit.
Yo, I've got Amit already, bro. I'm not sweaty like you.
Get a red border on that gun. Use your, what was it called? Deep sight. I told you so many times that gun is so good if you know how to use it. Especially as a warlock, you're just gonna be healing yourself and then beaming. It's so good. But yeah, those guns, do not use OP guns on Crucible. Keep it fun. Keep it hipstery. That's like, we're hipsters. Like, what was it? You said you're using the Buzzard.
Yeah.
The Buzzard that you said, by the way, was the future Immortal. Future Immortal, by the way.
Whoa. The Buzzard is hipster. That is the definition of hipster, right?
It is hipster, but I remember you saying it's going to be so good, guys. We should get the Adept one. Let's do the... You took me out of trials to do that.
Yeah,
What
it was
was
worth
the Grandmaster GM? No, it wasn't, man. That thing got discarded.
Did
Gone.
you actually discard it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I need vault space. I'm on 598.
Bro, I've got like 7 buzzers in my vault, all sitting there.
No way, Jose.
Oh, I can't wait for
I'm
Gene to
getting
come
rid of
back.
them. Well, I'm getting rid of Hung Jury as well because I'm salty. I don't have box breathing.
Yeah, see, you cuss me and, you know, you take the mick out of me for using box briefing, but I just know if you had it, you would use it way more than me. 100%.
If I get annoyed, it's coming out. Yes. 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 With conditional, though. Because I can't use Graviton Lance and conditional.
Whoa, how you gonna use
I need double exotics.
Hung Jury's a primary, mate.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you gotta get your secondary shot.
Well, it's time to do that that dungeon. What's it called? To get the not found verdict, Matador. I need a Matador.
Is it Grass Avarice?
Yeah.
To get that? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Matador
think
we
so.
need. Like, I had one, but the rolls are a bit trash.
Cryptic was giving us the headache, wasn't he? Oh, you guys need Matador, man.
Yeah, he's like, you
This
guys
gun
need
is so sick.
he's a good Matador salesman.
Yeah. If you needed a salesman for that gun, oh my.
Yeah. If you guys-
And what was it called? What else does he gas up? It's the
Val.
SMG and more. Yeah. Val. Oh my god.
My days.
Guys,
This
let's do
guy,
Val. Let's
Every
do
week,
Val.
guys. Guys, let's do Val. Guys, let's do. Even if it's not pinnacle, guys, let's do Val. Come on, let's do Val, guys.
I don't blame him because obviously Optimistic doesn't have anything because
Yeah.
we were leveling him up to this week, wasn't we? And he doesn't have anything, so he's like, "Let's do Val, let's do Val." And we're like, "Yeah, later, yeah."
I mean, Val, when we did do it, it did seem kind of fun, but at the same time, it is a raid where, you know, everyone has to kind of contribute. read the signs. Another thing he
The
told
signs
me,
is what killed it.
yeah. So you know what he told me the other day that I didn't realize. Apparently in
What?
Val, so you know how we had the signs out on our PC and stuff or on our
Yeah.
laptops. He was telling me that if you aim in with a gun at the sign, and if you look below the radar, it tells you what sign it is, and you can just read it out like that.
You know what? Since knowing this now, I actually don't mind jumping into it. You know,
Yeah, because I need the
like I
forbearance.
actually won't mind.
I
Yeah,
need that.
yeah. Like I've got nothing. I've got nothing.
Literally, yeah, we need that. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think. Another thing I wanted to talk about as well. So moving on from PvP, the exotic mission
Yeah.
Presage. So we did that as well. I think that came out in 2021. So it's been pretty much 2 years since we've done that. 2 years and a bit. How did you find that?
I remember at the start where you load in on that loading thing. What's it called? Well, the back of the ship kind of thing.
Yeah,
And we just didn't know where to go for like a hot second. And I was like, oh, you know what? We have to jump around. The amount of times we got lost on that map
yeah,
the first time. But once we did it first time, remembered everything. Yeah, we banged it out. We done like a good 6 in a row or something like that. I got a
mm,
few red borders or stringers, although I don't really need it.
yeah, yeah,
DMT, I'm not really gonna level up. We just did it more to level up optimistic, but it was fun. And I know you're gonna go into this,
yeah,
but Nezarec stuff, and yeah, you can
yeah.
go into it. Go on. I'm not gonna steal your light. You've been waiting all week.
Because okay, look, obviously the Presage mission is one of my favorite missions because it isn't quite up there with the other missions like the sniper rifle. What's it called? Black Spindle is what it was called in D1, and
Yeah,
then you had the Zero Dark one missions as well. I think I think those missions are slightly better than Presage only because of the hype at the time. Maybe it's nostalgia, but I think the Presage mission is still really good because of the soundtrack and the eeriness, and it kind of takes me back to 2021 when we did play it for the first time, and it was something completely new because although it was Scorn, it was something else because there was a lot of that flowery design. And in 2021, we had no idea what it was at that time. Like we were thinking, okay, this is something new. One of Callus's ships has been overtaken, but now when we play it, it is a whole new perspective because we now know that flowery design is Nezarec. And that's the first thing I
yeah,
told you. I remember playing it and I was like, oh my days, bro, this is Nezarec. This is the same design as, Root of Nightmares.
yeah. And then I remember like looking at it and I was actually we were shocked. Well, I was shocked. It was like, oh my, look, it was right in front of us. Obviously, we're not gonna know about Nezarec in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But seeing it was like it was good to see. You know, like it's all planned, and we really enjoyed it. And I remember optimistic being with us, being like, "You guys looking at plants? Nerds, nerds." And it
Yeah.
was just so funny.
It,
It
w-
was just so funny.
it was cool because obviously, just, I already said this before,
It
but
all
like,
links up. It's like a marvel.
yeah, it's like, exactly. When you said it was like a Marvel thing, it makes sense because this is years in the planning. I know we talk about Final Shape, 10 years in the making, but it's the small stuff as well. So it's like when they released this mission, the Presage, they were like, okay, yeah, cool. We're gonna use the same design for Root of Nightmares, bring it back 2 to 3 years later, and link it. And now they brought Presage back. People are realizing that this is Nezarec. The person that did take over the ship has something to do with Nezarec because it's the same design. Well, yeah, that was just amazing to play. It was quite easy as well. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie. Like in terms of the difficulty, did you find it hard or did you find it easy?
Oh no, it was easy. I was hipster in everything, like some weird ass loadouts.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I
It
mean,
w- yeah,
we were using pulse rifles, I think, to kill him.
yeah. And I was long range, just pulse, and then you'd go in. But the fire, I remember the fire just kept on killing me. You know when it
The
just
the
turns
fire.
into an oven.
Oh yeah, the below bit, right?
Yeah. It just kept on killing me because I was in the middle just doing some dumb stuff, nades and yeah.
Yeah, I think that not I was about to say raid. I think that mission is obviously really good. I think the design team did really good in it because in terms of the encounters, there's quite a lot if you think about it. Obviously, there's a jump puzzle. There's getting into this the spaceship, killing the ads,
Yeah.
which is now easy. I think back in the day it was much more harder. Um, the what's it? I think it's
Yeah.
called egg recall. Getting those egg recalls that you have to shoot and kind of run through. That's quite fun as well.
Oh yeah. The egg-looking blue things.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
were the one that kind of took
No,
charge of that.
yeah, because you guys were too slow. I went Titan out. Yeah, I was. It was what Striker Titan, if I'm not mistaken. I was just running, getting amplified, running. Because I wanted to do it quickly after a few goes.
Yeah,
But after we got over the whole Nezarec, oh my god, and then he killed the Guardian at the end. You know.
yeah,
Which
that's quite dark if I think about. Because I remember, obviously in 2021 when we played it, it was dark at the time. It still hits dark now because that's actual Guardian. Like, that could be us, man.
yeah. In the weirdest way, yeah, it could have been us.
Oh man. Cool. So we move on to Press Arch. Obviously, when that comes back, I'll be excited because I do want to get a few more looks on that. Obviously, the new mission now.
Can't wait to do it. It's the first thing we're gonna do.
Yeah, that's the
The new
first thing
mission.
we're gonna do when we jump on.
Yeah.
But I think the final thing we want to talk about for this podcast, main event, save it the best till last. Crota's End. I mean, talk to me about it. How do you feel?
I'm excited for the day one kind of thing. Hopefully they give us 48 hours. But yeah, I'm excited for that. Apart from that, like I said, I wasn't excited for Crota's End. Crota's End's not really high up on my list.
Yeah.
Although I didn't really do it much on D1. So I'm excited for an old raid to come back. Yes. Gives me hope for Wrath of the Machine. Yes. But day one, day two, yeah. I'm excited for that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think obviously Crota's End, what you said, it being an old raid that's coming back is exciting and it does give a lot of hope for Wrath of the Machine. I think with Crota's End, looking back on it, so if you kind of compare it in D1, when D1 was out, it did get a lot of hate. In a sense where it was so quick. People now are saying like it's a dungeon. Hopefully it's not the case. I mean, I think the mechanics are going to stay the same, but I'd want them to kind of be a bit more harder, not something that you can just breeze through because Bungie is hyping up the whole, the world's first race to completing it. And I think there's a Twitch Rivals event going on as well. So if they're doing a whole event, surely that must mean that the encounters are a lot more harder,
Yeah. They have to be harder. And if I'm being honest, I wish they can just add one more encounter onto it. Just so that it makes it longer and give us like a little surprise, Not
Yeah.
them just copying and pasting, like just show us that you've actually done something a little bit more. That would help. It's not like I would enjoy doing it, definitely, because it's like nostalgia and a little bit of everything. But if they give us another encounter, that will help with the whole race thing. That will be sick.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with the raid, I'm not trying to watch like videos to kind of get like a refresher about it because I do want to go into the raid trying to remember what it is because I'm not going to be coming for worlds first. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of there just for the experience. Obviously, me and you're going to do it. We've got our fire team ready for day one. We're going to try and do it, but that's the thing with us. We kind of like to do our raids blind, like not get a lot of help, kind of have that experience. Is that something you like, or is that something you kind of move out towards?
Yeah, no, we need to do it blind. Well, I don't want to watch no YouTube video because we're not actually going to be racing. We don't have the fire team for that. Although me and you would probably be good. Maybe Roti, Optimistic, and then let's not talk about the last one. What's it called? Little Dig. Yeah, Little Dig as well. But I don't wanna no YouTube, no Twitch, no nothing. Just do it and try to remember what to do. So that someone feels cool for remembering.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I know how it's going to go when we do the raid. It's going to be, because this is what always happens whenever we do a raid. So just for perspective, anyone listening, obviously, whenever we do a raid, our fire team, because we know each other in real life and we don't watch YouTube videos, but how it works is if there's a raid reprisal, like an old raid coming back, so like if, King's Fall came out, we would do it blind, but we would do it in a way where we kind of try and show off. And as soon as someone figures out something, they feel like they're the one, like they're the boss, like, they're the cool one. I guarantee that's what's gonna happen.
You have like a good 20, 30 minutes of calling everyone dumb, and just rip into them. You have yeah. And to be honest, I'm usually the one, not to sound all like cocky and stuff, but I do figure out a lot of stuff. Let's be honest. Yeah, I do. And then you guys put me with the, let's say, the B-Tech Guardians up top and stuff. Remember, what was it called?
Oh,
Um,
Deep Sun Crypt.
yeah,
We got obviously Crota's End coming back. As you mentioned, it is like a race. It's like our own mini kind of race. We want to make sure that it isn't just a sense where we're looking at YouTube. We want to do it ourselves. It's that feeling factor, to be honest. You know, the feeling factor of, oh, I'm the one that figured it out. You didn't figure it out. Having that feeling is like a top tier feeling, and it's something that we're all going to be competing for. In terms of setups though for Croatan, I don't really know what I'm going to use. I think I might use a void build. I've got a void build on my warlock that can just generate a bunch of orbs. It's got like a bunch of aspects. I'm also going to use Graviton Lance probably for the first bit, because I do remember that in the raid, there's a bit with the thralls where you need to kind of run in the direction of the light, otherwise you get Weight of Darkness. So I think using Graviton Lance will be a good shout there, because that's like the today's version of Telesto back in D1. You want to be able to kind of clear those ads as much as you can, really.
yeah. I'm gonna be using Sunshot. I think Sunshot for day one,
yeah.
day two. Yeah, definitely. And then the rest, I don't know what they're gonna use. They best use something good.
Yeah, Sunshot's actually a good shout because it's basically like the void version of no, or I should say solo version of Graviton Lance. I think splash damage. Having something that just deals with add to that first bit is just something you need 100%.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think Crota's End is gonna be fun. It should be fun for the first day or two. After that, I don't really promise I'll do it much. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm kind of upset that they took off Root of Nightmares from Pinnacle, because it's like an easy raid to do.
Yeah, that's
You
something
know?
we found out today. I mean, you were devastated because that's your raid.
Yeah, that's my raid. That's my baby. Just because of the guns. The guns on there are just disgusting. They're next level, in my opinion.
Yeah, you were
And
banging out that Rufus.
yeah, Rufus, and I even love the sidearm, Mikhail's Reverence, man. That gun, it doesn't get a lot of credit. It's better than your Buzzard. I'll tell you that.
No chance. No chance. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yes, yes,
Buzzard
yes, yes.
is the king of sidearms right now.
No, 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 no. So the king is probably, what's that exotic one? It's a secondary, not trespass. Is it trespasser? No. Damn,
There's
man. If only I was.
Trespasser. There's
Trespass
Devil's
is the
Rune.
primary. Listen, if I unlock my PC right now, 1 second, I'll give you the name. The name is.
Oh, here you go.
Oh,
You're on a timer.
it's Trespasser.
Oh, you can't.
Trespasser, I think that's one of the best ones. 100%.
No way.
Yes,
You know,
and
we're
then
gonna have to jump into
Mikhail's
a 1v1 right
Reverence. I'll beat you with it. Let me get a first kill, though. First kill, and
No,
then
no,
we'll
no.
talk about the second kill. Yeah, the second kill is quickest time to kill, guaranteed.
Oh man.
Out of any gun.
Okay. Yeah, that pretty much wraps up what we've got to say about Crota's End. I think everyone's going to use a bunch of different setups. Let us know what you guys kind of do for your raid, your fire team. Is it something that you kind of wait for a guide to come out, or are you guys going to kind of dive into it, blind and trying to figure out the encounters yourself? Let us know, because we do want to engage and we want to see everyone's strats. We do want to see a lot of content as well on our page, obviously in our at LightBearerPod on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. We've got all of that running up right now. If you guys can, shout us out, show us your content. We'll shout you guys out on the podcast. We'll even try and show like a few clips as well. Yeah, if you
Let
guys
us
can
know what
engage
you
with us.
think. Literally, tell us what you think about the podcast. Tell us
Yeah.
if I'm good, or if Mr. Crypto over here is good, or if he needs a better mic. Wink, wink.
Maybe, yeah. I think we've got the Q&A set up as well on the podcast on Spotify. So if you are listening on Spotify or even on YouTube, drop a comment or drop a Q&A question for any of us.
Yeah, please.
If there's any improvements you want, or if there's anything specific you want us to talk about, just let us know, and we'll definitely add it to our list of the agenda of what we're talking about. A more in-depth kind of explanation of what our podcast is just kind of going through the weekly update first, and then kind of talking about our experience with Destiny. But if you guys can, give us your experience of what you kind of felt was kind of cool this week, or what was not so kind of good this week. We can add it to our list, talk about it. Who knows? We can even bring you onto the podcast one day. You know, we would love to hear your kind of thoughts.
Yeah, because it's done all online now, isn't it? So we
Yeah.
could literally bring one of you guys on. We know we want to do some like fun activities with like one of you guys. So for example, we can do like hide and seeks. We can do a few things. Like for example, I don't even mind doing trials with one of you guys. You know,
Yeah, let's run it.
especially if you're a Titan. Titan,
yeah,
avoid
Titans
Titan.
only.
I don't mind.
That probably wraps it up for today's podcast. Obviously, today's been episode 2 at LightBearerPod. We're out on all platforms, so we're out on Spotify, YouTube. We've got the Instagram, we've got the Twitter. If you guys can, drop us a follow. You know, like the video. It does help us a lot in terms of engagement. If you guys do have any cool content you want to show us, tag us in it. We'll see it 100%. We'll even try to put it on the podcast, as mentioned. But that pretty much wraps up this episode of episode 2. Just want to say a huge shout out to obviously the Destiny show. They followed us on Twitter, showing support. Shout out to all the fans as well. But hopefully we'll catch us on the next episode for episode 3. We'll be going through the next week's content, and we'll also be going through Quota's End as well. Fingers crossed we can get it done. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the episode 2. And anything you want to
That's
add?
the end of episode 2. Yeah. If you can on Instagram, guys, send us maybe your outfits, because I want to start posting outfits on that Instagram, because I'm all about outfits. I'm all about looking nice. That's what I was doing whilst I was waiting for Mr. Quepto over here today as well. Just making new outfits for my hunter. Show me your outfits. I might copy some of you guys.
Yeah.
And thank you for listening. Definitely. You will definitely see us next week. Yeah. And keep showing us some love.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a good message. If you show us love, obviously the handle is at LightBearerPod. We'll see you guys next week. I want you guys to take care, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll see you guys there. Peace out and take care.
Good luck, guys. Goodbye.
Bye.